regarding Prajwal Revanna's diplomatic passport. Now, the Chief Minister of Karnataka has written to the Prime Minister requesting for the cancellation of that diplomatic passport. Do remember, this is the second time that the Chief Minister of Karnataka has requested the Prime Minister to look into the matter in order to cancel that diplomatic passport that Prajwal Revanna has. Do remember that he has gone missing since the 27th of last month. He's said to have fled to Germany. Now, the Ministry of External Affairs has responded to that request by the Chief Minister of Karnataka, saying that they have received that request and that it is being processed. So, Karnataka Chief Minister has written yet again asking and urging the Prime Minister to cancel the diplomatic passport of the JDS MP Prajwal Revanna, who's facing allegations of sexual abusing several women. In his letter, Siddaramaiah has said that it was shameful that Prajwal Revanna, who has been fielded by the Prime Minister-led NDA from Karnataka's Hassan Lok Sabha seat, fled to Germany on the 27th of April using his diplomatic passport. He fled the country shortly after the news of his heinous actions emerged, and just a few hours before the first case was filed against him, is what was said by Siddaramaiah. Now, the SIT has sent hundreds of videos that purportedly have shown Prajwal allegedly forcing himself on women to the states. This is the state's forensic science laboratory in Bengaluru. The Chief Minister has urged the Prime Minister to take a prompt and concerted action to secure his return to the country.
Well, in fact, what we heard last from Prajwal Revanna is the fact that he had booked tickets to Germany. This was right after the first election that took place in Karnataka on April 26th. So, April 27th is when Prajwal Revanna left for Germany. So, until now, sources have been telling us that he is still lost in Germany. But whether at all he has moved from Germany or not, there is still no confirmation on that front. What we are also told is that he had earlier booked a return ticket as well, right when he had booked his travel to Germany, and that was scheduled for 15th. Several such tickets have cropped up in the name of Prajwal Revanna, but then all of them turned out to be a false alarm, including the one where it was booked for the 15th due to his return. And we had also heard from Prajwal Revanna stating that he is currently not in India and that he wanted to buy time to appear before the SIT, which was clearly objected by the SIT officials there. And now with the arrest warrant that has been issued by the court, the SIT has used that as an official channel of communication to seek order from the MEA to ensure that Prajwal Revanna's diplomatic passport would be cancelled. And following that, here is the second letter that has been written to the Prime Minister by Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, asking him to cancel the diplomatic passport, talking about the heinous crimes that are involved. We are talking of rape charges here that have been leveled against him by at least 3 or 4 of the victims. And on the other hand, we are also told that Prajwal Revanna has fled the country. But then right at the time when Prajwal Revanna was leaving the country, there was no SIT, there was no FIR that was registered. This has been the justification that has been provided by the JDS family there.
Right. We have also Ghazali joining us on the phone line. Ghazali, Siddaramaiah has gone on to say it's disheartening that, given the gravity of the situation, no response was received as far as his first request is concerned. But now the Ministry of External Affairs has, acknowledged receiving that request and says that it is being processed. So how soon can we expect some action to be taken?
See, right now the External Affairs Ministry has said that it is being examined. The letter has been received by the MEA from the Karnataka government for the cancellation of diplomatic passport, but it is being examined under relevant rules and Passport Act on how or whether it should be cancelled or not. So initially also when the report came in that he is in Germany, the MEA spokesperson was asked about whether any clearance was sought from the External Affairs Ministry or not for the travel of MP from Karnataka to Germany, and they said that neither any request was forwarded by the MP nor the External Affairs Ministry had given any clearance. So now since the letter has been received, perhaps now the process has been initiated, and we can't say that it will be cancelled, but right now the MEA says that they are examining the entire complaint as well as the process and also the relevant rules under the Passport Act to see whether it can be cancelled under the given circumstances or not.
Right. Thank you so much, Kazari, for joining us with those details. We also have Ashok Sajanhar, former ambassador and the president of the Institute of Global Studies, a distinguished fellow at Ananta Aspen Center. Sir, if you could just, take us through the certain legal privileges and immunities under international law. What kind of privileges do people holding diplomatic passports really have?
Yeah, thank you very much, Divya. So, basically, as far as diplomatic privileges and immunities, they are in terms of if you're holding an Indian diplomatic passport and you're traveling outside, then you will not be liable to any criminal investigation or criminal arrest when you're traveling. Because you are, this is the international law according to the Vienna Convention, you are given this immunity. Similarly, it would be for diplomats of other countries when they are in India and they have committed any crime or something, then the law enforcement authorities cannot directly arrest them. They have to first ask for the waiver of the diplomatic immunity from the country concerned, and only after that action can be taken. So this is as far as diplomatic immunity is concerned.
Right. So, sir, what you're saying is it provides immunity from arrest or perhaps even detention as far as the host country is concerned. But given the fact that a blue corner notice has been issued by the Interpol in order to provide information back to India, would this make a difference in this particular case?
Well, not, it is many a times it is up to the discretion of the Interpol authorities, because there have been many such cases where we have issued a red corner notice, a blue corner notice, etc., and asking for information from the Interpol and asking them to get the individual arrested. And if the Interpol feels that the information provided or the gravity of the crime that has been mentioned is of a nature or not of a nature, then they have the discretion to take action or not to take action. So, it really depends upon the Interpol authorities themselves. As I said, many a times Indian requests have not been acceded to when we have asked for arrest of certain individuals. So in this case also, we'll really have to wait and see as to how Interpol decides to proceed on the matter and decides to take action.
Sir, diplomatic passport facilitates easy entry and exit from countries, often with expedited immigration and customs processes. When it comes to Prajwal Revanna, who has said to have fled to Germany, he's been absconding since the 27th. When we talk about him, having a diplomatic passport, what if that passport was to get cancelled, like the Chief Minister of Karnataka has been requesting? He has, in fact, written a second letter to the Prime Minister asking for that diplomatic passport to be cancelled. In that case, if that cancellation process takes place, how would it help in this particular case?
Yeah, basically, if that is done, but there are certain procedures and certain conditions have to be fulfilled and satisfied before any diplomatic passport can be cancelled, because diplomatic passport is given after due scrutiny. It is not that anyone can come and apply. In this particular case, it is because of ex officio that this gentleman was holding the position of the Member of Parliament. And all members of Parliament are given for instance, justices, chief justices, etc. They are given diplomatic passports so as to facilitate their travel outside the country. So till the time that he remains a Member of Parliament, his diplomatic passport will continue to be valid unless any authorized court takes a decision, gives a verdict that because of the crime that he has committed, because of certain nature of crimes, that his passport should be revoked, it should be cancelled, it should be withdrawn, that he is no longer entitled to that. Then, of course, the passport can be cancelled, and the ministry, through its various processes, and the Ministry of External Affairs and Home Affairs, they can send out this message that the passport has been cancelled, and the person should not be, it is not a legal document anymore, and the person should not be allowed to travel. So, of course, if he's in Germany, he is within the Schengen area, so he can travel from one country to the other. And there are about 24 members of 24 members of 27 members of Schengen. So he can move from one to the other, and there will be no sort of very intense identity checks or document checks. But then this message can go out, and the authorities, the immigration authorities, can be kept on alert that if he is moving, if he is traveling, if it comes to the notice, then appropriate action could be taken against him, since he's traveling on a document which is no longer valid.
Sir, the SIT, the Special Investigation Team that's been probing the matter, has sent hundreds of videos that allegedly show Prajwal Revanna allegedly forcing himself on women to the state's forensic science laboratory in Bengaluru. The SIT has also asked for his diplomatic passport to be cancelled. So it is the Chief Minister on one side who sent a second letter to the Prime Minister urging him to take a swift and a prompt action, but yet it's taking time. Sir, when you talk about, these matters take time, on what grounds can this process be expedited?
I think basically, as go to the courts, SIT team has evidence. Go to the court, get a ruling from the court that this individual, he is wanted urgently in terms of pursuing, taking the case to its logical conclusion. And this is all the evidence that we have. And get a decision from the court that his passport should be revoked, and he should be made to come back, made to return, and face the force of justice. So I think it is, this discretion does not rest with the Ministry of External Affairs. It does not rest with any executive authority that, the Chief Minister writes once, twice, 5 times to the Prime Minister and tries to apply pressure that, because the ministry also has to act according to the law that is enshrined in the Passport Act. So I think basically the rule is given, and as you mentioned in your story yourself, that it was around the 26th, 27th of May that he has fled, and after that this whole issue has come to the notice of the law enforcement authorities. So I think the SIT, with all the evidence, needs to go to the appropriate judicial authority, appropriate court, and get a judgment from them, get a decision from them, and share that with the government in Delhi, with the ministry in Delhi, and ask them to take appropriate action.
Any loopholes there when it comes to these legal matters which seem to take time? Thank you so much, Ashok Sajjanhar, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We also have Priyank Kharge joining us on the phone line to get more on this. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. It is the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, who's written for the second time to the Prime Minister. Why is it that you feel that these things are taking so much time? We just heard Ashok Sajjanhar saying that in such matters, it does take time. But Siddaramaiah had also requested the Prime Minister earlier this month, but no action seems to have been taken so far.
Well, this is a question that the MEA should answer, or the central government should answer, because if a letter written by a head of the state is not considered or not taken seriously, then what will happen to the rest of the cases? This letter was written at least 15-20 days earlier itself, and there was no response. And now we had to write a second time to just get their attention. And even having gotten their attention, they have not done anything as yet. And now also they're just saying we will have a look at it, we'll do things, we'll have to see what are the procedures and stuff like that. I mean, this is not an ordinary citizen. He is a parliamentarian who has a diplomatic passport. And what action has the central government taken so far regarding this? Absolutely nothing.
Right. In fact, the Chief Minister has said that it is disheartening that his previous letter raising a similar concern on the issue has not, to the best of his knowledge, been acted upon despite the gravity of the situation. Thank you so much, Priyank Kharge, for joining us this morning.